An uneasy calm prevails at University of Fort Hare in the Eastern Cape. The university obtained a court interdict after violence broke out ahead of centenary celebrations, which get underway today. Students went on the rampage Wednesday night, damaging buildings and setting ties at a Tantalite. 14 students arrested in connection with arson attacks will remain in custody until the 27th of May. Students from various political formations have vowed to disrupt the 100-year celebrations. However, government says it has ensured that the celebrations will go ahead as planned. President Jacob Zuma and Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe deliver keynote addresses at the main event today. The institution's alumni include Botswana's first democratic president, Hare Centenary, ANC President Oliver Tambo, and Zambia's first president, Kenneth Kaunda.
I think it's an important day, both for South Africa and for Fort Hare University, but also for the African continent. This is why this particular day of celebrating the centenary was set in May, just 5 days before we celebrate Africa Day, May being Africa Month, because it's not just South Africans who attended this university. It's from all over the continent. I'm really glad that the centenary is being marked in this way and that the government decided through President Zuma that an IMC would be established, which would consist of various ministers whose responsibility was to work closely with the university to ensure that we mark the centenary in the most appropriate manner.
Joining us live from Alice is ANN7 reporter Neria Hlakoza. Neria, good morning and welcome. Do tell us, what is the situation like, the atmosphere like there at Fort Hare rather? We understand that, before today there's been protests, and today is supposed to be a very huge 100 centenary celebration for Fort Hare. How can you describe the atmosphere on the ground?
Morning to you, Lerato. It's definitely all system go this morning. We have seen some ministers already coming inside. Of course, we are expecting President Jacob Zuma, and we're also expecting the President of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe. And later on, we will be visiting Z.K. Matthews' house. Remember, Z.K. Matthews was one of the students here at Fort Hare. The professor further ended up being a lecturer here, and is one of the people also who helped in, of course, drafting some of the policies of this country. So you can see people are excited this morning. People are happy to be part of these celebrations. Even some of the students here at Fort Hare are seemingly excited despite the protests that had happened earlier on. You need to remember that this university was formed in 1916. So it's exactly 100 years ago that this university was formed. And of course, it was the first option, or only option for that matter, for black people. And it did not only educate South Africans, but also Africans. And it has managed to bring out so many leaders. We know from Nelson Mandela, we know from Robert Mugabe, we also know from the president of Botswana, Seretse. So you can see that this is going to be definitely a big day. We're also expecting the alumni of this university just from across the country to be here present celebrating this day.
I couldn't help notice, Neria, behind you, also security. It seems as if the security is quite tight there. Any thoughts on how you think the day will go by? Have you heard anything on the ground about some of the students that have, that were purposed to interrupt the events of today?
Of course, Lerato, security is highly tight this morning, and we do remember Minister of Police Nathi Nhleko did indicate yesterday that they will be increasing the police presence here to ensure that no disruptions happen during this event. Of course, the minister did indicate that they initially had 133 police officers on the ground, but they are now increasing it to just over 200 police officials. So this morning. I can say, of course, that the security is tight and things will go ahead, hopefully, as planned. But also, I must just say, some of the ministers this morning are delayed on their way here. It is said that they're still stuck in East London. But as we know that formal programs are only expected to happen from after 12. So we are still on time, as it seems. However, Lerato, right now, I'm joined by just one student who goes here at Fort Hare University, just to hear from them how they feel about this day and how imperative is it for them that they have to be witnessing such in their school, especially at the time when they are the students of this university. Welcome to AN7 and thank you for joining us. Let's just talk about today. It's a historic day. Ministers can't even stop talking about it. The whole country can't stop talking about this celebration. What does it mean to you, especially as a student here at Fort Hare?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. In fact, we are still not comfortable of what is happening around the campus because there are a lot of police, there are a lot of soldiers, so students are still struggling. They are struggling to be solved by the management. But now I don't see anything which is going to have something else to do with the strike today because there are a lot of police. But all of the students are not expected to go to attend this thing of president because they need their struggle to be solved. Yes.
And don't you think this celebration is more important at this stage? Don't you think students should be part of these celebrations? Or do you feel that your grievances are worth more than this celebration, basically?
Yes, our grievances are more than this celebration. As I said, that we are not expected to go there. We need our struggle to be solved. We need the management to come and addresses our crisis. But now that there are a lot of police and a lot of soldiers who are not going inside there, we will just keep quiet and stand there outside this thing of the president.
Thank you so much for joining us there, Lerato. Those are just some of the views coming from the ground. As you can hear, this student basically giving us another view of how students are feeling, despite this being called a historic moment or a historic celebration. These students here feel that their demands are more important and they should be addressed by the Vice-Chancellor and the school before this can be celebrated.
Thank you very much, Neria, for that update. That was Neria Hlakotza reporting live